What's going on, Flix Talkers? Welcome back to Flix Talk Podcast. Now, I wanted to record my before reaction to Child's Play 2019. And honestly, I don't even know why I'm watching this movie. I know it's one of the newer movies that's coming out this weekend, as well as Toy Story 4, which I'm not really interested. I love the first three, but I felt like we didn't need a fourth, so I'm not going to go see it. So anyways, Child's Play. Why am I here? One, I'm a big fan of Mark Hamill. Two, Aubrey Plaza's pretty decent as an actor. And three, I just want to see what else they can do with this franchise, whether it's a reboot, we're going to see a retelling possibly. I'll let you guys know at the end of this review what I honestly thought. So without further ado, let's walk on up to the theater. Alright guys, I am back from the movie theater, and I would be lying to you if I said that I did not have a good time with Child's Play 2019. Now, this movie does hit theaters June 21st. It is rated R and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now, this film is directed by Lars Klevberg, and he directed such films as Polaroid, and that's pretty much it. A couple of shorts here and there, but that was the one that a couple of people saw. I personally did not check that movie out, but it did look creepy and I heard some good reviews on it. Now, this film does star Aubrey Plaza as Karen, Brian Tyree Henry as Detective Mike Norris, Gabriel Braitman as Andy Barkley, and the man himself, Mr. Mark Hamill, voicing Chucky. Now, like I said, guys, I just got out of the theater and it was packed. It was definitely packed with Chucky horror fans. You can tell it. And when I say Chucky fans, how did I know that? Literally, the guy in front of me brought his own Chucky doll with him to watch the movie. Now, throughout the movie, you had your chuckles here and there. You had your shock and awes. And I gotta say, this was a well-constructed movie. I can't believe I'm saying that about Child's Play 2019. And I think the reason why I'm saying that is because my reaction and the internet's reaction to all the stills and the first couple of glimpses we got through the teaser trailer and the actual trailer itself was a bit shocking. Now, when you guys see this face right here, it doesn't really scream the face of terror like we kind of saw it back in the 80s, the 90s, or even in Bride of Chucky and some of the sequels that followed after that. So I kind of went into this movie totally wiping out all of those old nostalgic memories out of my mind, and I wanted to give it a clean slate and just kind of go based off of whatever they wanted to show me about this reboot. And I'm actually really thankful that I did that because, like I said, it was a well start to finish horror movie. I had fun with it, not really in a cringy way, because the cringe factor comes from when we get to see the face of Chucky. Now, if you guys remember, in the original Chucky, he's all smiles. So, I mean, he wasn't really menacing at all until the whole lore of why Chucky was so evil was kind of brought to light. Now, speaking of that lore, we get a little bit of a different story of why Chucky is evil in this 2019 kind of modern world we live in, where everybody's attached to their cell phones and everybody has certain products that are all connected to each other, and that's Kazlan. Now, Kazlan is kind of your modern Amazon, Google type products where they're all connected either through voice commands or just pretty much through your smartphone. And after a while, it really had me thinking this could really happen in real life. Maybe not to the extent that they showed it on screen, but a lot of the stuff that they showed in the movie we have today. We have self-driving cars. We're able to talk to our thermostat and adjust the temperature. So we're not that far off from having a fully functional AI walking on its own two legs, bobblehead-sized buddy doll. Now, a definite standout of this movie was the actor that played Andy. I thought he was an exceptional kid. I didn't see him in anything at all, so it was cool seeing a fresh face on the camera just kind of wowed me. I definitely felt for him. He's someone who is hearing impaired, and that does come into play a little later on in the movie. And of course, like in the first original movie, no one believes that Andy is telling the truth when he's talking about Chucky killing and creating all this mayhem. Now, going back to that original movie from the 80s, guys, this film did take elements of Child's Play 1 and Child's Play 2, kind of mashed it together through their own little 2019 modern day twist on it. And you know what? I wasn't mad at them because, like I said, it was very relatable to what's going on in the world today, especially with the younger millennials. I mean, I even fall into the millennial category, but you know what I mean, younger kids. It was cool to kind of see him touch on that because I feel like a lot more audiences going to see that movie are going to cling on to the reality of what's going on today. Now, another huge point, and I was actually crossing my fingers that they did this, and they did. This movie was pretty gory. When it came to the kills, I was actually appreciative of the kills. You didn't really see limbs flying left and right like they like to do in like Saw type movies or anything. I mean, there's a couple of scenes where that does happen, but they balanced that with a couple of off-screen kills and a couple of in-your-face jump scares that kind of just complemented this movie to a certain degree where I didn't mind it at all. Now, I think the trailers are a little deceiving, guys, because we get to see Chucky kind of just go all evil and full Chucky pretty much, and we don't get to figure out why. So I think the build-up to why he became the way he is was pretty cool, and it was actually a nice progression from beginning till the third act of why and how he's able to do all this stuff in his environment. Now, I'll let you guys know off the bat without any spoilers, the ending of this film is kind of a combination of Child's Play 1 and 2, the originals from the 80s and 90s. So that was kind of cool to see them pay homage to that. The whole warehouse scene in particular of the second film, which is my favorite of all time. And it was a cool little nod, but the only thing I really didn't like the way this film ended, but it was okay. It wasn't anything epic, and I kind of understand why for Hollywood and movie purposes they did what they did. So that kind of dropped my score down a little bit. Now, also another point that kind of lacks in the whole film is the acting of Aubrey Plaza. Of course, we get to see that she's a young mother. She does actually even talk about that she had Andy when she was 16. So she's a very, very young mother. She looks maybe 26, 27, and Andy's about 10 or 11 years old. So we kind of get that more friendship buddy instead of like a mom barking orders too much at him. She always has a lot of guys over and stuff at the house, but it seemed a little more buddy and not to the full mom extreme that I thought they were going to try to put her in, but that's totally okay. And every time I see Aubrey Plaza in a movie, her acting is always just kind of really monotone and she doesn't really extend it out too much other than the third act of this movie. So when she started to panic when Chucky was going crazy, it was very believable. So that being said, guys, I think out of 5, I'm going to have to give Child's Play 2019 a solid 3.7 out of 5, saying definitely go watch it with a group of friends. You guys are going to have a good time. And I'll probably pick this one up on Blu-ray to add to my collection. All right, guys, did you see Child's Play, or do you guys plan to wait until VOD and streaming to check it out? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys did appreciate this review, please hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe and bell notification to always get notified about content like this. All right, guys? Also, let me know in the comments below your favorite Child's Play movie in the whole franchise, and let's get a dialogue started. All right, guys, you guys can follow me on my social medias on Twitter and Instagram at Flix Talk Podcast. All right, guys, thank you. Until next time, I'm gone. Peace.